All right, ladies and gentlemen, we might be in for either a short one or a long one here today on the channel for NASCAR 08, Nextel Cup Series racing at Chicagoland, race number 19 of 36. Now, the whole goal coming into this point in the season was going to be, if I end up clinching a chase spot, we are going to get the chase started as soon as possible. A couple of races before the chase begins, but first and foremost, want to clinch that chase position first. Well, coming into today's race, we have a shot to clinch a chase spot. And it's pretty easy to do so because all we need to do is finish 40th or better. So essentially, if we end up getting 3 cars that blow an engine in this race, we're guaranteed a 40th place finish. We can just quit from there. That is what I'm hoping. Especially with qualifying on the pole, I can get some bonus points, so then it wouldn't even have to be a 40th place finish. If I end up leading a lap, then a 41st place finish would be enough to get us into the chase based off of a finish today. J.J. Yaley would also have to win and lead the most laps. So if we factor in, we get halfway through the race and he hasn't led, a single lap yet, we know he's definitely not going to be able to lead the most laps. There's determining factors to not run the full race today because I kind of don't want to run the full race. 600 miles on this game at Chicagoland. I was not prepared for this to be a 600-mile race. I quickly exited out of the game yesterday before the live commentary stream for the Cup Series because we ran the Pepsi 400 at Daytona, and in that race, I finished it off, I saved the game, and then I closed it out, and I didn't realize that it was going to be 600 miles until probably, I went to, trying to think, I was editing a custom schedule season for NASCAR 08 when we go back through the next seasons, and that was like 2:30 this afternoon. I was like, oh, okay, so yeah, this might be a short stream, it might be a long stream. I'm going to lean towards the shorter side of things. As soon as we clinch the chase, we're going to simulate the rest of the races in the regular season on this stream, and that'll be a wrap. I got things I still got to do later today as well, so this will kind of help me. Hopefully, we don't have to run all 600 miles because, like I said, I've got stuff I got to do. So, let's get into this. Starting on the pole, hopefully we can get that lap led real quick. And then for that point on, we just hope for a few DNFs. So kind of a leisure activity, I guess, today when it comes to the NASCAR 08 stream. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Tyler Burbeck, Matthew Dorter, Bruno Wade. Appreciate you all watching. I did not mean to make contact with Michael Waltrip on the initial start right there, but I did. And I might have given up the bottom because of doing that. Oh, that's not good. I need to lead this lap. Give me room, Jeff. Oh, we're 3 wide. I was wondering why he was running me so tight. What a move by Elliott Sadler. And he's going to lead the opening lap, and our pole sitter, Casey Kane, falls to 4th. I was really tight in practice here, too. Qualifying, I ran a perfect second lap. The first lap, I was 18th. I mean, you have to back the corners up a ton at this place, as I'm trying to do. These guys are so aggressive. I don't like that I'm going backwards already. Yeah, this car's way too tight. Still. I did run behind Matt Kenseth when I was in practice. And I was like, okay, yeah, this is way too tight and dirty air. I'm still too tight. Like, they're able to drive it so much deeper than me. I tried to drive it in just as deep, and I can't get the car to roll to the bottom of the track. That time I did. But that's because I got out of the gas a little bit more. And I finally had the leeway to do so. Come on, all I got to do is lead a lap, and then we get 2 DNFs. Into the apron through the tri-oval. 3 wide. Underneath Sterling Marlin, Jeff Gordon. There we go. Got 3 passes at 1 corner because Mike Wallace was kind of backing everybody up, too. How many sets of tires? 5 if we go the full distance. 99 degrees at your parents' house? Yeesh. Well, they live down in Georgia, so that's probably expected this time of the year. Normality. Yeah, hopefully you enjoyed your time in Sonoma, Tyler. .550 that last lap. As long as we have for this race, especially with it being an extra 200 miles, what the actual race is, you would have to think we're going to get a few DNFs. It's usually the case. Yeah, so I don't plan on doing any 2 sets of tire strategies, to be completely honest. Because I don't plan on running the full distance, so might as well just take the 4 tires every time we come down. It might bite me if we end up having to run the full distance, but I'm willing to take that risk. Is the race going to take as long as the Coke 600? Yeah, it would. Like I said, as soon as I clinch the, not the regular season championship, but as soon as I clinch a playoff spot, that's going to be it. I could see us getting 100 to 200 laps into this thing before we get a few guys at DNF, unless we have a giant crash or something like that beforehand. And a big run on Ryan Newman. Going to the outside to try to make a pass on him, but we're not going to be able to clear getting into turn 3. Our teammate Elliott Sadler's led these first 10 laps of the race, though. Big run for Casey Kane, bottom of the racetrack again, trying to get underneath the Ryan Newman. Charges hard for second, got that spot. And now a run after the 19 of Elliott Sadler. Oh, I overdrove it again. That's just ridiculous that I keep throwing away a lap lead. I did that on the opening lap of the race on Michael Waltrip, and then I did that to our teammate Elliott Sadler. He was also fighting for a chase spot. How have I not led a lap yet? Had I not qualified on the pole, it would be one thing. But Dale Jarrett passed us, tried the over-under move. Sadler able to get back to the lead on Ryan Newman. Casey Kane backs the corner entry up. Up to third, Jarrett trying to go for the lead. Contact between Jarrett and Sadler. Is Newman going to take him 3 wide for the lead? I think he is. Man, I thought I had more momentum off turn 4. I guess I didn't. Newman kind of ran out of steam a little bit, too. All right, clear for second. Now let's go after Dale Jarrett. Just ran my fastest lap again, 29.333. Big run. I threw it away twice. I'm not going to throw it away a third time. Clear. Out of turn 2, Casey Kane leads. Now we just got to hold on into 3 and 4. Oh! Well, that was some bullshit. The hell? Dale Jarrett just ran right in the back of me. Is he missing his hood? His hood flew off and we didn't get a caution for it. Now I'm really confused. Shahir Gaming, thanks for tuning in. I would have so had that lap led. Like, that time I didn't make a mistake. Oh, I drove it in really deep. I don't know how I got that to stick. Side draft him with Elliott Sadler. Come on, give me my lap lead. Ace. Finally got it. Oh my gosh. 17 laps. There we go. That's crucial. That was a crucial 5 bonus points. Shahir Gaming, thanks for tuning in. TNT ever mentioned Chastain finished 13th in Stage 2 after starting 27th? I don't know. I have no clue, to be completely honest. Probably not if I had to guess. But at the same time, I'm doing the live commentary streams. I don't have the TV audio playing 100% of the time, so I'll miss some stuff. Yeah, I saw that earlier. They've had the hauler going from Sonoma to Dover, cross country. I think I saw that in the morning. They had started the live stream. It's been going on all day. I mean, it's like a 2-day trip, so I wonder if they're going to keep the live stream going for however long it takes to get to Dover. That's pretty cool. They should do that on a week-to-week basis. There was like over 300 people that were in the chat, too. Caution's out. And I wonder if it's going to be a debris caution for Dale Jarrett, because his hood flew off and we didn't get a caution for it. That is so strange. Now it's saying that his hood came off. That is the weirdest glitch that we have had on this game yet. His hood flew off, like, what, less than 10 laps ago? And now we get the caution for his hood falling off. It's like 2025 race control. All right. Believe all 43 cars are still in the race. Because we have gotten five bonus points, now we can finish 41st or better to clinch a chase spot. So lap 25 on the restart. We're just waiting on 2 cars to DNF. And then that will wrap things up for the night whenever that ends up happening. I know it seems like I'm half-assing my stream, but I do not have time to do all 600 miles tonight. I did not know this was going to be a 600-mile race. Otherwise, I would have just done the Busch race at California. But the tough part is I wouldn't have been able to touch this again until Friday. So as soon as we clinch this chase spot, what the seeds are, obviously who adds on to the win list. Sure, we'll see some first-time winners this season. Because coming into this race, we had 8 races to go until the chase. 7 as soon as this one is done. Ryan Newman up to second on the restart. Why do you... I don't know. I don't really have like a desire to go to Alaska. My grandpa's been to Alaska. I don't know. I feel like I'd have to travel for like some sort of a race or a sporting event. Like that's my traveling excursions. Because usually I'd end up going by myself, so I'd want to travel to do something that I want to do. That would be the most up my alley. Newman made a pass on us. We're going to try to get him back. And there we go. That didn't take very long. I believe that was the second time Newman has led today. I thought the Evolution pay-per-view was really good last night. I think it was better than the first one that they did. I think you consider the Rhea Ripley and Io Sky match of the year candidate. The only reason I wouldn't put it as the top match of the year is just because the cash-in was at the end. Which, it was still a cool moment for sure, but that good of a match and then like neither one of the two ended up actually winning the match. I don't think for that reason you could put it as like a match of the year contender, but up until then, for sure. And congrats, obviously, for Naomi winning the title. That triple threat match was pretty good, too. Which I expected that to be. I probably could have expected the Io and Rhea match to be good, but it just seems like every time they square off against one another, it just increasingly gets better than the last time. The game has a mid-race save. It does? Oh, it does. Does it actually work on season mode, though, is the next question. I'll have to test that out sometime. Ryan Newman just entered turn 3 on the apron. There is no way I was going to be able to defend that. I'll try to cross him back over like we did the last time. Look at that. Look at that. Got a good battle going on between the 9 and the 12 here. Clear. Block him. Block him. Trying to squeeze him. I don't think this is going to work. Dang. Gonna cross him over again. What a battle, man. Ryan Newman, Casey Kane at Chicago. Got him back. Here comes Paul Menard now because we were racing the heck out of each other. We were pulling away there for a little bit up until we started passing back and forth. Just able to get down in front of Menard. I might have to loosen this car up a little bit more because even in clean air, it's still a little tight. I was battling tight conditions in practice. And honestly, it doesn't even feel like it got that much better, even with the adjustments that I made. What's the pit window? Well, I hit halfway out of gas around lap 30. I would imagine I can go 60 laps on fuel. We did have one caution. So this first run, we might be able to go just past lap 60. Bam Hall, thanks for tuning in. starting to see some hate with Shane Van Gisbergen come from people. Yeah, it's just because people don't like seeing the same guy win all the time. Well, you know what? They could suck it up. Because that happens in every sport everywhere. Those are the same people that have complained about there's too much parity and you can't pass with this car. And then those same people will complain about the same guy dominating a road course every single week. Like, you can't please everybody. So I don't... Whatever hate people have, you know, against Shane Van Gisbergen, it's the same kind of hate that Jimmy Johnson had back in the day when it came to just dominating every race. I think it's, you know, a boring watch, which not every race is going to be down to the last lap kind of scenario. Some guys are going to have it on lock from time to time, and I don't know. That's my 2 cents. I think you just got to give credit to where credit's due, man. If the guy's kicking everybody's tail every week. Kyle Larson won 10 races in 2021, and I remember towards the end of the season when he was getting about win number 7, 8, 9, and there were people saying, you know what, it's getting kind of tiring seeing Kyle Larson win every week. They just they don't like dominance, and I'd say a lot of that, honestly, is a lot of the reason that NASCAR has made a lot of the changes that they have made to try to make things as competitive as they've been. Like changing the playoff format as many times as they did because Jimmy Johnson was winning so many titles and people were complaining about it. So it's not all that NASCAR isn't listening to the fans necessarily as much as it is that they're listening to maybe the wrong fans. The loud minority on the internet rather than the large majority. At the wrong time, specifically. That's my hot take on the hate for SVG. The racer in me applauds it because, I mean, yeah, I never raced at like a level like that, but I understand the thought process of what goes into preparing for stuff like that, and I couldn't imagine just getting beat by the same person over and over again, preparing as much as these guys do during the week, you know, for the weekend. It's not like they're just mailing it in and giving him the win. Like, they're doing everything they can to stop him, and it's just not enough. I'm not driving to Alaska, Wade. You come up with these random ideas every once in a while. I don't even know if I can remember the last time I've even said Alaska on any one of my streams. I don't know where this came from. Oh, my car could make it. Yeah, I don't have a lot of miles on my car. I mean, I just drove down to Texas from Ohio. I don't think the trip to Alaska would be that much longer. Maybe another 10 hours or so. But considering I went round trip, I'm sure I can make it. My car runs like a champ. Somebody just blew an engine. It looked like it was one of our teammates. I don't know if it was Scott Riggs or Elliott Sadler yet, but that's one of 2 DNFs that we need. Quarter tank of gas left at this point in the run. You just need one more driver to retire from the race and we'll end up clinching a chase spot. slightly pulling away. I mean, not by much. We got about a 4 to 5 tenths of a second lead. This is about as much breathing room as I've had, so it's nice to know the long run speed's there. I think the car's freeing up as the run goes on, which is good. It's just early in the run. It is way too tight. So I think I'm just going to blimp the air pressure up a little bit. So that way it starts higher and doesn't take the entire run to build that way. So it might be even more free on the back end of the run, but I've got room to be more free. Like even right now, the car's freeing up, but it's not loose by any means. Well, at this point, I mean, if we don't get another DNF and we clinch the most laps led, that would be enough to end up locking up a chase spot as well. So that's why it's vital for us to lead as many laps as we can. At the track, they confirmed Sonoma will return 2026. Yeah, that didn't... I mean, that doesn't surprise me. Sonoma's been on the schedule since 1989, so... Good to see a mainstay there. I will say, on TV, it didn't look like there was a lot of people there. Certain areas of the grandstands. The front stretch grandstands look mostly full, but... everywhere else, grandstand-wise around the track, not as much. And I don't know if it had to do with the date being flipped around. Because even in recent years, I swear they've had more people there than that. June, where they usually have it. Turn 2 is packed? Is that where you were sitting? I might not have seen that area of the grandstands. I know, like, down by turn 4, it looked fairly empty. There was another section as well. That's a good action corner of the racetrack, though. Especially being at the top of the hill. How much of the racetrack can you see from turn 2? For future reference, because I haven't been to Sonoma. One of these years I'll get out there. Turn 6 was empty. Even the Fox broadcast never really showed turn 2. Yeah, honestly, I don't really remember of them panning out to the crowd in that area of the track. I think they're just so zoomed in on the cars nowadays that you don't get the greater aerial shots of full grandstands. So when you go to road courses, for instance, might be a lot harder to tell exactly how many people may be there. Dover's almost sold out. That's cool. And I can't talk today. I didn't even work, so I don't have an excuse. But, yeah, they had their date moved around as well, usually either in May or June for the spring, and now it's in July. Interested to see what the track conditions are going to be like. compared to what we usually see at Dover. A lot of empty seats in recent weeks. Well, Chicago was packed for the street race. Trying to think where Atlanta looked pretty full too. On the TNT schedule side of things. I wouldn't say that. I'd say this week in particular looked more sparse on TV than any other week I've seen this year. But most of the races, I feel like nowadays, ticket-wise, sell pretty well. I know they've obviously condensed the grandstands a lot at a lot of these tracks, but even still, I mean, you get 60 to 80,000 people in the grandstands for almost every weekend, really. Racetracks that have less than that for seating capacity that are closer to like 40,000, they end up usually selling out. All right, I'm coming to pit road. Don't miss the pits. I missed the pits in practice when I was trying to get down in, so want to make sure I wasn't going to do that here. We're going to make an air pressure adjustment. I'm going to bump the air pressure up 2 pounds all the way around. First stop of the race. Oh yeah, Daytona 500 sells out every year. Coke 600, I think they were sold out again this year. No, I mean, they've been packed for a lot of races this year. Well, I was at Michigan like a month ago, and that was packed too. That was the most full I've seen it since post-COVID. It's been pretty full the last couple years. On the Sunday portion, obviously they would rain out the last 2 years on Sundays and race Monday, so it doesn't look as packed, because obviously not everybody's coming back the next day, but yeah, they've had pretty good crowds. Talladega had a good crowd when I was there. Come on, Kansas, give me room. Dang. Lost my psyche. 8th place. I was the leader. We were of the second group of cars that hit pit road. CD Max 58,500 at Dover. Yeah, I'm trying to think of tracks that didn't look attendance-wise very good this year. You know, off the top of my head, maybe Vegas. But I can't really remember any other races this season where it was like, God, there were a lot of empty seats there. For the most part, I'd say tickets have sold pretty well this year. So now we're stuck back in traffic. Our teammate Elliott Sadler is the lone driver out of the race. Our other teammate Scott Riggs is up in 3rd. Have had our one car. 66 laps of racing in so far. What was scheduled to be a 400-mile race. Dale Jarrett now out in front. All right, who wants to be the next guy to blow a motor? I'll take it any lap now. Joe Logano fan, thanks for tuning in. SVG, time for the most wins this season. Yes, he is. 3 drivers. I'm surprised they don't have more drivers with more than 1 win, too. especially Christopher Bell. When he won races 2, 3, and 4, I was like, man, he's got so many good races still. And he could still get more wins. Like, we haven't gone to Gateway or New Hampshire, which are basically his stomping grounds. Those are both in the first round of the playoffs. So I would not be shocked if he goes out there and wins at least one of those 2 races. Hamlin could go out there, maybe win Richmond. As good as he's been on the short tracks with the next-gen car. Bristol. He could win Dover this weekend. He's been pretty good there with the next-gen. It's pretty much going to be between him and Larson, I think, on these concrete tracks of Dover and Bristol to come this season. They both have 3 wins, so I could see somebody end up breaking that 3-way tie this weekend. Yard got by Kurt Busch for position. We're going to do the same, just kind of follow that 15 car through. What happened to Joey? He's getting worse and worse. I mean, to be completely honest, he wasn't great last season either. He had a few wins on the year, but there was zero consistency. I'd say he's taken a slight step back even this year from where he was last year in the regular season. I don't know where he's at in points as of right now off the top of my head. I think he's around 10th. It's not terrible. Not good either, especially when you consider Penske equipment. Ford in general has been just down this year. They were down last year too, but I'd say even more so this season when it comes to consistency. Ryan Blaney's been the highest in the point standings for Ford as a manufacturer this season for most of the year, but he's been 6th, 7th, 8th in points most of the year. I mean, it's Hendrick, Gibbs, and then Penske, but there's a huge gap between those top 2 teams and then Penske as far as that A-tier group of race teams on the track, the top teams on each manufacturer. Side draft Kurt Busch. Got by him up to 6th. I think it's more surprising that Hamlin had a top 5 the week before that at Chicago because he has not been great at all on the next-gen road course races. I think he only had 2 top 10s on road courses in the next-gen era up until last week at Chicago, so him running around 25th, to me, wasn't surprising. Compared to the week before, I would say that was way more surprising, especially with him starting deep in the field and minimal practice. The engine failure on his first lap of practice, so basically no practice for that race. But he exceeded expectations one week and then fell right back to reality the next. But like I said, he's really good at Dover. He should have a pretty good bounce back this weekend. My pre-practice and qualifying predictions for Dover this week, I'd say it's between Larson and Hamlin. Watching Raw tonight? That's the plan. I might miss the start of it, though. Oh, gosh. Do a new playoff format. What are we expecting? I honestly don't know what to expect. I would probably say don't expect a lot of change. I'd be shocked if it's vastly different from what we have now. I think the biggest key component is we're probably not going to have a one-race championship round, but I wouldn't be shocked if we still have the same win-and-you're-in format in the regular season. You know, we still have round-by-round playoff formats. I really don't think they're going to end up changing much. I mean, there's things I would like for them to change, but I wouldn't expect too much out of it. I'm curious to know when they're going to announce that, though. Like, I feel like that's something that they'll probably announce in the off-season, because when they made the stage racing points format change, it was like a month or a month and a half before Daytona back in the January month of 2017. Add 2 more races to the schedule? I don't think they're going to do that. Unless we had 0 exhibition races, but that's probably not going to happen. I don't think they're going to add 2 more races to the schedule. I mean, they already have a long season, especially now with only having 1 off week during the year. I do feel that if they're going to change anything with the playoff format, I think the most likely change is that they're not going to have a one-race championship anymore. I don't have any inside scoop on that. That's just my prediction. I have not led the laps this run that I would have liked. Not like we did on the first run after starting on the pole. Fell out of the lead. It's been about 25 plus laps since we've led. Hit it at lap 61, so it will be 25 laps this time by at the line. From when we pitted. Obviously pitting from the lead. We run under David Gilliland. We might be able to get by Dale Jarrett into turns 1 and 2 as well. So we get by both Jarrett and Gilliland. And Casey Kane's back up to second place. Oh, Dale Jarrett just popped the wall off turn 4. Lap 87. We have had 1 caution today. And we just need 1 more driver to retire from the race to clinch that chase spot. Such a long race, not even a quarter of the way home yet. Skillen gets back to the inside of Casey Kane again. Giant run for second. Threw it off in there. Going to use Gilliland up a little. Give me that spot. Newman goes wide through 3 and 4. Bottom lane opened up just a bit. Casey Kane to the apron. Trying to get a run after Newman for the lead. We've got him. All right, back out in front, lap 90. Next pit stop, probably going to be right around lap 120. Assuming that we don't get that DNF before then. And that's the plan for everybody that might have tuned in semi-recently. As soon as we clinch that chase spot today, which we have to finish 41st or better because we've already led laps. It was 40th or better, but with getting 5 bonus points for leading at least 1 lap, it's 41st or better. If we don't get a DNF, then we would have to run the whole race out unless I clinch the most laps led, because that would be another 5 bonus points. So trying to lead as many laps as I can for that reason alone. I do not have enough time to run all 600 miles of this race tonight. Like I said, I did not know that this was going to be a 600-mile race. Expecting it to be 400 miles like a typical Chicagoland race, but this game had other ideas. That was not a good corner for me. I threw away my advantage over Ryan Newman. Widen the arc out. Got it to rotate to the bottom of the track that time, at least. I see Suarez going to Junior Motorsports to replace Zilich. I can. I'm sure, especially after winning a race for him this year, that Dale Jr. would give a ride to him. I'm sure that that's an opportunity that will be there. I think Suarez is probably going to hold out to see what cup opportunities come first. But I'm sure Dale will have a contract on the table for him. I'm sure Daniel could bring in quite a bit of sponsorship, especially on the Xfinity side of things. He'll have a full-time competitive ride in the Xfinity Series at the very least. Oh! A little bit bigger of a run than I thought I was going to have there. I'll tell you what, Ryan Newman and I have put on some good battles in this race. We had a good battle for the lead back in that first stint for about 10, 12 laps. Kind of brought other cars back into contention until we finally sorted it out. Big dive again by Ryan Newman. Car feels better than it did before. It's not as tight as it was, which I'm glad because we cycled out 8th after the green flag pit stops. Still a little snug. I think I might end up putting another pound of air pressure in the car on the next stop. Oh, really free there. Ouch. Rules for Cup drivers jumping into Xfinity cars: you can only race up to 5 races unless you have less than 3 years of full-time Cup experience, and I think it's 7 races. And that's the same for the Truck Series as well. And they can't run any of the playoff races. They have to be in the regular season only. Sail it off, Ryan Newman. I might end up short pitting. See if I can cycle back out in front, because if we have to run over half of this race, I haven't led as many laps as I would have liked to. I don't even think we've led 40 laps in the race, to be completely honest. Newman's leading quite a bit. I want to get the most laps led as soon as I can, in case we don't get another DNF anytime soon. Still pretty confident we'll get a couple more before the end of the race. Just with it being 600 miles. Be shocked if the Elliott Sadler one's the only one. That hurts him in his attempt to try to make it into the chase, because he came in just inside the top 10 in points. Well, there goes Newman. Pitting. It's a late decision, but I got down. All right, we're going to make that air pressure adjustment. 1 pound all the way around. And we'll top off. Ryan Church for the Xfinity Series. Yeah, I mean, that would be good. I'm sure he would be up to doing that. I'm just shocked that he only gets like 6-8 races at a time. All right. So we short pitted. We're 1 lap down, but we're the only car a lap down. Took on 4 fresh tires. Made another slight air pressure adjustment. Again, my strategy is not solely on trying to make it to the end of this race. My strategy is to try and clinch our chase spot as soon as we can. Lead as many laps as much as we can. Because if we had to go the full race, we only have 3 sets of tires left, and we're just over 100 laps in. That would not be ideal. It's aggressive, but Like to think it'll pan out. It's going to give Ryan Newman quite a few laps led currently. He catch up to us on that side of things, but then hopefully we cycle out far enough in front of him and he doesn't run us back down is the idea of why I short pitted. We can lead for about 30 to 40 laps at a time. Still just that one caution all the way back at lap 18 for Dale Jarrett having a debris yellow. So we've gone almost 100 laps into the current green flag run. Nobody pitted during that early caution. Not at a caution-free race this season. I thought we were going to have it yesterday in our Pepsi 400, but we had a yellow come out with 10 laps to go. That was the only one of the race. Jeff Gordon ended up spinning out and flipping after contact with Dave Blaney. He spun on his own, but then when he got hit by Blaney and Jeff Green, I believe it was, he ended up upside down in the grass. Turns 1 and 2. I think he still finished in the top 20. Oh boy. Only in a video game. I just wonder how much further into this race we're going to go before we get another DNF. That first one came less than 30 laps into the race. It wasn't long after we had the restart from the first caution. I didn't push tight there. I was trying not to hit the back of Dale Jarrett's car. Felt like we had a speed glitch going on there. I caught him quick. There we go. Got by him that time. I would imagine within a couple laps we're going to see everybody else hit pit road. We pitted at lap 104. Yeah, I kind of took a break from my MLB The Show. I've been playing more WWE 2K when I have played. I ended up going like over a week without playing on my PS5 at all. Working all the overtime I was working the last couple of weeks. I went like 8 days in a row. Then I picked up 2K again on Friday. So I haven't played my MLB The Show, Road to the Show in about, honestly, it's been about 2 weeks now. Well, week and a half. You got cars pitting currently, and that is causing a speed glitch. Dale Jarrett caught me out of nowhere, and the cars in front of me just pulled away all of a sudden. I'd be shocked if we don't end up as the leader when everything cycles out, considering how much earlier we pitted. I mean, it was a good 14, 15 laps earlier than everybody else. We were in second. Right there with the leader, Ryan Newman. Back on the lead lap, if a caution were to come out in the middle of green flag pit stops, Denny Hamlin's out in front right now, trying to stay out a little bit longer. Got his 5 bonus points. So he tries to make his way into the chase. We're going to be quite a ways ahead. I think Gillen's going to be in second. Now we're going to have about 14 to 15 lap older tires. And the cars behind us. More like 16, 17 on those that are pitting as of right now. But a lot of those guys that are currently on pit road are well behind in the pack anyway. So short pitting worked. That was the idea. Just to pit as early as we did. And now we have just under a 2-second lead to David Gilliland, who I believe is in second now. Still 42 cars on the track. Honestly, I'm running longer into this race than I thought I was going to. I was thinking it was going to be around 100 laps, probably a little less. I was going to say like maybe 70 or 80, but I mean, good for you guys. I mean, you're getting a little bit more racing in. We're almost 200 miles into the race out of 600 to get to lap 150. So our next stop's going to be anywhere between lap 160 and 170. Again, we have 3 sets of tires left, so I'm still not worried. I'm not honestly going to be worried about somebody DNFing until we get close to our last set of tires. Like, if we only have 1 set left, then I'm going to have to pit for, like, rights only and then, like, lefts only on the next stop, and then we're kind of screwed. We're not going to be able to make it the rest of the race. But I am really banking on either leading the most laps and clinching that before the end of the race, or getting some help from somebody else DNFing. Wow, Jeff Gordon's back in 38th. On a mile and a half. What is going on there? J.J. Yaley's 42nd. And here is Yaley right in front of us. This is the driver that would also have to win the race if we ended up finishing 42nd. And considering he is in 42nd right now, we should end up clinching a spot. But again, until it's mathematically confirmed, I'm not going to exit out of this thing early. MotoGP Merchant, thanks for tuning in. Other than Yaley, though. There is nobody else anywhere close. All right. Starting to hold me up, JJ. Man, he's going slow. Come on, dude. He's hogging the bottom. Get out of the way. I'm about ready to turn him. I mean, this is... I don't want to do that because then my lead's going to be gone. Thank you. My goodness. So slow. Oh, and now we get a caution right after I pass. Well, in that case, I would have just dumped him anyway. Oh, man. Who was it this time? Scott Riggs, our teammate. Tried to pass Jimmy Johnson. Oh, debris. His hood came off, I believe. Most chaotic part of this race? Really haven't had... Well, chaotic because of a weird glitch. Dale Jarrett's hood came off, and then we didn't get a caution for his hood coming off till like 10 laps after the fact, so that was kind of weird. Well, we short pitted to get the track position, and now we've got everybody on our tail with about 15 lap older tires, so we'll see how this works out for us. Green flag is back in the air, lap 133, following the debris caution. Oh, spun my tires on the restart, too. That's not going to be any good. I was struggling in second gear. Probably within the next 5 laps or so, I think we'll get to about halfway out of gas. They'll pitted between laps 118 and 121. Oh, somebody else just blew a motor. Put him a couple laps down here first, and then... That's going to be all she wrote for the race. We were just running long enough to clinch a chase spot, which we would have needed to finish 41st or better with leading at least 1 lap in the race and getting those 5 bonus points. Thank goodness I qualified on the pole. Just now halfway out of gas. So we just put that guy a lap down. I'll run a couple more laps. Put him a few laps down just in case. I don't want Elliott Sadler coming back out here on the racetrack. Want to see who it is. I haven't seen who it is yet. We know our teammate Sadler was the first DNF. Second one was Jeff Burt. That was another Chase guy. That's two guys who were in the top 10 in points. Might be both outside the cutoff line following this race. 12 drivers make the chase with the 2007 points format. All right. I think that's enough. We got him about 5 laps down, 6 laps down now. So we should finish 41st. And obviously JJ Haley would have had to win as well, even if for whatever reason I didn't. Oh, we didn't get to look at the results. Well, that kind of sucks. I wish it was going to show us the results of that race. Well, I guess for the race win, who was running in second? Let me rewind it. I'll just give the win to whoever was in second place most recently. Was it Dale Jarrett that was running behind us with the damage? Well, I kind of don't want to give it to him because he had damage. I don't think he was going to be able to sustain that. Who was behind him? I might just have to give it to Jarrett anyway. Third place was Kyle Busch. Yeah, I'll just give it to Jarrett. I'll be fair. Even though he had even though he was hoodless, he was still keeping up, I guess. We'll go Dale Jarrett. Getting his second win of the season. Alrighty. Brickyard 400 winner, Ryan Newman. That's his first win of the season. Still hoping we hold on for the #1 seed. Finishing 36 isn't going to do a lot for us. Pocono. Tony Stewart gets his first win. I'll tell you what, if we had our playoff format for this season instead of the following season, which is what we'll be doing when we have our custom schedule run through, and Tony Stewart wins back-to-back. Got 10 different winners right now. Michigan. Jimmy Johnson, second win of the year for Jimmy. Oh, I might want to see Ryan Newman. Tony Stewart. 0. Michigan. Jimmy Johnson. I think the next race is Bristol. Bristol winner Ryan Newman again. Second win of the year for him. California. It's Matt Kenseth. First win of the season for Kenseth. And then on to Richmond. I do want to take a look at the points here going into the last race of the regular season. I want to see where everybody's at for the top 12 and then look. Yeah, I wasn't counting the laps led on my statistical category for the season. So yeah, we are the number 1 seed still, so we didn't miss out on any extra points there. So that's good. Jimmy Johnson's locked in. Jeff Gordon's locked in. Michael Waltrip. You got David Gilliland, Tony Stewart, Ryan Newman, Dale Jarrett, Bobby Labonte. Ken Schrader's still holding on. And then I'd say the top 10 are locked in. And the tight battle is going to be on the bubble here. 12 get in. You got Truex, Kenseth, John Wood, Kyle Busch on the bubble, Sterling Marlin. Busch and Kenseth have both won this season. Our teammate Elliott Sadler, man, he was falling back. Where was he coming into the night in points? I have it up at the top of the screen. Yeah, he came in 9th. What a fall from grace. And Jeff Burton was in the top 10 too. Harvick, wow. That's 3 guys. 3 guys who were in the top 10 in points aren't there anymore. Truex still in 11th where he came in. Wow, Dale Jr.'s having a bad season. 20th in points. Yaley was 13th on the outside looking in, and he's 24th now. And he has a win this year, too. Kurt Busch is 25th. What the heck? Montoya was in the top 10 for so long early in the season. I knew it was too good to be true. Our other teammate, Scott Riggs, is 31st. Denny Hamlin's 35th in points. I know he's only in his second season in 2007, but he did win 2 races in his rookie year before this game came out. Casey Mears is 38th in points. He won a race on our season. It was California, I think. He won a race. Yeah, Casey Mears won at California, second race of the year, and he's 38th in points. Have you ever? My guy Dave Blaney's 40th, unfortunately. And Kyle Petty's dead last. 43rd. Jamie McMurray is 42nd in Roush equipment. Like prime Roush, by the way. This is kind of topsy-turvy. And as far as upsets making it into the chase, again, we got one more race to simulate here, but Kenny Schrader for the Wood Brothers. The 43, Bobby Labonte for RPM. Michael Waltrip Racing, Dale Jarrett. We got a few underdogs in there. David Gilliland. Michael Waltrip. We've got former champs and we've got scrubs in the chase. It's gonna be like an even mix of both. I'm curious to see how everybody does. One more race to simulate. That's the 400 lapper at Richmond. I don't know which Busch that is that won. It was either Kurt or Kyle. And the other one finished sixth. There's no way of actually telling. I think I'm going to put Kyle Busch. Well, Busch was on the outside of the chase looking in. So I guess I could kind of... I don't know if I'm really going to be able to decipher. I would like to think it was Kyle Busch that won just because he was much higher in points. But then Casey Mears is 38th and won a race earlier this season. But that wasn't with simulating it. Obviously, because we ran that race. All right, well, we'll see where we're at now. 10 races to go. Entering the chase. We'll be the number 1 seed. $90. Am I supposed to have that big of a points gap? I don't think that this is actually how the chase went back in 2012. Did they give the regular season championship or the regular season champion that many extra points? That's a half a race. Over a half a race. Compared to how much you can outscore somebody by, which is 161. That might be a glitch in the game. I'll take it. I'll take the glitch in the game. Ryan Newman, number 2 seed. Then you got Johnson 3rd, Tony Stewart 4th, Dale Jarrett in 5th, Bobby Labonte 6th. Matt Kenseth made it in 7th, 8th Jeff Gordon, Martin Truex Jr., then David Gilliland, Michael Waltrip, Kenny Schrader. Schrader gets the last spot over his teammate John Wood, by the way, who was the last driver out. Kyle Busch moved up 1 spot in the standings, but still misses. Despite getting a win at Richmond, he did what he needed to in that race, just not the entire season leading up to that. Kevin Harvick, 19th. I still can't get over that. There's some big dogs that are going to be missing out on the chase. Because of all the other underdogs that we have in it that wouldn't have made it in real life, like David Gilliland, Michael Waltrip, Kenny Schrader. I don't even think Martin Truex Jr. made it this season. Bobby Labonte definitely didn't. Neither Dale Jarrett. I think we only have like 5 drivers that actually made the chase in 2007 of the 12 that are in it, which is us, Casey Kane, Ryan Newman, Jimmy Johnson, Tony Stewart, Matt Kenseth, Jeff Gordon. Well, okay, that's 6. 6 and 6. Yeah, it's an even mix. So we'll see how it all plays out. Our next race for the Cup Series won't be until Thursday on the channel. That will be at New Hampshire. So again, New Hampshire on Thursday. The next 2 days we'll be doing some Busch Series racing. California Speedway tomorrow, Richmond on Wednesday. Looking to clinch the championship for both of those races. And yeah, we'll see how it goes. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Thought it was Friday. No. Thursday's the next Cup race because I only have 2 more races left of the Busch season. I should clinch the championship at Richmond. Automatically do it, so it might end up being the same thing like what we had for today at Chicagoland, which means I'll probably end up starting the New Hampshire race, especially considering that I know I could pause and save it potentially. You know, I'll actually test that out here on stream to see if that actually works, but or not on stream, but off stream, see if that actually works. But thank you for everybody tuning in today. We will have a full race going forward. California Speedway Busch Series tomorrow, 150 laps, 300 miles. I will see you for that. Thanks for watching, everyone, and have a good rest of your Monday.